So good morning to all. And today we are starting with our literature chapter number 5, that is Adventures of a Nepali Frog. Okay. If you can see on the screen, this is the Nepali frog. Okay, picture of Nepali frog. And when I'm talking about adventures, it means something excited done. Okay, something excited done. That is called adventures. Now first I'll tell you the summary, then you can ask me line by line. Okay. So this story is about Bhakta Prasad, and he was a young frog from Kathmandu Valley, and he decides to travel through his country and go where no frog has ever gone before. So Bhakta Prasad is a common name in Nepal, and a Bhayaguto is a frog in the Nepali language. Is it clear? So now you can see this small frog in the picture. Yes. So he was a young frog and he was barely out of his tadpole teen. It means he was the one who has come out from his age. Teens means age from 13 to 19. And he lived with his grandfather. Name of his grandfather was Buddhi Prasad. Mother's name was Sanomaya, and his sisters and brothers. And they lived in a rice terrace in the village of Ichangu, and he was very much curious about other frogs of his age. Curious means he was eager to find new things. He was every time wanting to know what is going to happen, what is this and what is that. So, and he was the quickest to learn how to hop. Hop, you know how do frogs walk? As we walk on two legs, they jump, hopping they do among his brood, and has taken lately taken to go out of the muddy paddies and onto the downhill paths used by the humans. So he was the one who started hopping first, and he used to go in the rice fields towards the bottom of the slope. Downhill means towards the bottom of the slope, and where human were working and all. And what did he saw there? He saw that men, women, and children, they were walk back forth. Now see, some words are marked with numbers. So I'll be telling you to see on page number 65. Back and forth means from one place to other and back, again and again, like going and coming back. Okay, that means walk back forth on that trail. Trail means the path on which we walk, or if any sign is there of any object. Okay. And he wondered and he was surprised where they were coming from or going to. Whenever he used to go on that path, he was surprised that these people are coming from where and where they are going. Normally, frogs do not worry too much about going. They do not worry. They hop anywhere, and their lives consist mostly of lying in wait for insects that buzz. Now, how do they live? They are only waiting for the insects. They are making sound. Buzzing is the sound of insects, and they keep a watch for garden snakes because this is their food. They keep a watch for garden snakes, which love to lunch on amphibians. Lunch on amphibians. Amphibians meaning is given animals that can live on land as well as in water. So frogs, you have seen, they live in water also and they live on land also. Then wallowing in muddy waters. Wallowing also you can see meaning is giving lying or rolling. So if they roll or they lie in the muddy water, and croaking till their throats goes dry means they keep on croaking, they keep on making that noise. In rainy season we hear this croaking of the frogs, but the humans walked up and down the narrow trail. But still everything was there going on. They were croaking, but humans were busy with their walks. And if they were, as if they were headed somewhere. Now see, headed somewhere, it's a phrase. Headed somewhere means starting to move in that direction or to go somewhere. Headed somewhere means this. They seem to have an intention, and it was looking like they have some purpose of going. Why these people are going and they are coming back. So, well, I will have an intention. Young Prasad decided one morning in early summer. So, one early summer, he also decided that I should also have some purpose. And so, while he waited for his tail to disappear. So now when the frogs are at tadpole stage, they have a tail. And when their stage is changed, the tadpole disappears. So he was just waiting for that tail to disappear. He hung around the chotra. Hung means he stopped around the chotra. Chotra is, you can see, it's a resting platform. As we have outside our house, a place where young people or old people sit in the evening and they chat or they play. That is called the chautara. Okay, by the trail where people stood to exchange gossip, and that was the place where people used to stop and they used to share their gossips. Means it was like idle talk. They were just talking about, the topic was not very important, but still they used to chat and discuss some points with each other. And from their conversation, he formed a picture of the world. And when he listened what the conversation is going on, he framed a picture in his mind of the world that lay beyond. Lay beyond means that is outside the scope. It is not in his scope. Okay. Beyond the safe paddies where his frog clan had lived for as long as anybody could remember. So he just clicked out that picture of the same paddies. Paddies are what? A field where rice is grown. Rice fields are known as paddies. Okay. So, and clan is what? Clan is a group of families related to the each other. Okay. So all this frog family was living here only. It was evening and Bhakta Prasad was gazing down upon Kathmandu Valley. Now it was evening, and gazing means looking continuously at some point or at some place. So he was just looking at that valley as the sun's rays, slanting rays, lit its field of greening paddy. And what he was gazing? He was looking at the sun's rays. And in the evening time, you must have seen, we see rays of sun, and he was seeing that rays on greening paddy. Beyond, he saw the shingle roof. Shingle roof, you can see, it's giving a rooftop covered with small flat pieces of wood. Houses, pagoda temples. Now see, pagoda temples have, if you have been to Shimla or Manali, you must have seen the temples. They have a tired of roofs. There are many roofs, one after the other. Such type of roofs are called, that is called pagoda temple tops. And the tall palace buildings. Now he saw all these things. Now all the frogs of Ichangu knew this was the city. They knew this is the city because they were living in that paddy field, and there they could not see. Though none of them understood what the word meant, but they could not understand what is the meaning of the word. At the Chaudhara, Bhakta Prasad has heard of motor cars. When he saw the people gossiping, what words he heard? He heard that the people were discussing about motor cars, street lights, gigantic buildings, means huge buildings, and hundreds of rooms. So, next, this is just a chapter of your book, okay? Now you can see the picture. There is a discussion going on. All the frogs are sitting, and on the top of a rock, one grand frog is sitting. He is the elderly frog of the clan. So that evening, uh, the evening that evening when his last bit of the tail disappeared, it vanished. It was no more. Bhakta Prasad announced. What did he announce? The announce means declared. He declared his intention. He declared his purpose to leave home. And what was his purpose? His purpose was that he wanted to go to the city and see how people live there, what all things are there. So, but why? When he declared his intention, the whole clan, the entire clan croaked together because they were surprised, because they could not believe that any one of them could go on to the city and leave this Ichangu paddy field. Tailless Bhakta Prasad replied with some confidence. So he was so confident and he replied to them that I want to go and experience my life there beyond the fields. I don't want to stay here only. I want to see the world. I want to see the human beings. I want to see the streets and everything which is in that city. I want to go to Tarai. Tarai is what? It's a lowland. Okay. It's low, marshy lowland and it's at the foot of the mountain. So, and it was so flat that he could hop forever without feeling tired. It was such a place that he will not feel tired while hopping. And where they saw the sun sets on the horizon. Horizon, you can see the meaning, the far away line where the sky seems to meet the land or the sea. Okay, horizon is the point, or it's a line where we can see that the sun sky is seeming to meet the land. Okay, rather than on highlands. He could not see all this on the highlands. It was not visible there. I want to see wide rivers. Then he wanted to see strange creatures, vast plants and great mountains. Now Buddhi Prasad, the elderly head of the clan. Buddhi Prasad was grandfather of Bhakta Prasad. He was the only one who understood Bhakta Prasad's wish, because when he was young, he also wanted to go to the country, to the city, and he wanted to do all the adventures. He did not want his grandfrog Bhakta Prasad to make some mistake, and he did not want that what I have missed should be missed by my grandson. So Buddhi Prasad looking at Bhakta Prasad with admiration, with respect and warm approval. Admiration means with respect and warm approval. He said that this young frog is stronger and braver. He is more strong and he is more brave than me. So now Bhakta Prasad has made up his mind and nothing will stop him. Made up his mind means he decided now what he has to do. Now turning to the circle of worried frogs. Now he turned back. Buddhi Prasad said, we must let him go. And then all the frogs said that we must allow him to go. He will see the world and he will come back to us and he will tell about all the exciting things what is, and explain us what all he saw, what adventures he did. So now when he was about to move from his paddy fields, he took blessings of his elders, then he took good wishes of his frog clan, and before his mother could waste time for the argument, he bid a quick farewell. Argument, when we discuss anything, a discussion goes on good or bad points, continuous discussion is going. So why he said this? Because his mother did not want that he should leave that paddy field. So he croaked a quick farewell and bounded down the trail used by humans to go to the city. Bounded means he jumped down that path which was used by the humans when they were going to the city. Thank you, Hajura. Hajura is a word which is spoken in respect. He shouted over his shoulder. Over his shoulder, it's again a phrase, and it means when you are walking and you are not turning back and you are replying. You do not turn your face towards the person to whom you are talking and you just speak some words. And he conveyed this message to his grandfather. So he called Hajura to his grandfather. The young frog did not look back till he arrived at the bottom. And did not look back because he was anxious. He wanted to go to the city. So he arrived at the bottom of the slope and a strip of tarmac. Tarmac is a road which is made of tar and stones. He knew was ring road, and this road was ring road, and it circled the Kathmandu city. It was the outer road of the Kathmandu town. Taking one last look up at the terrace of Ichangu, now when he reached the bottom, he just had one look at the terrace of Ichangu and he turned and he continued his hopping. Now, as he kept on the hard tarmac road, kept on means continue doing something. So what he was doing, he was hopping and hopping and hopping. So as he kept on the hard tarmac road, he felt what? He felt tired because he did not took rest anywhere. He remembered that the men and the women at the Chautra has always talked about taking a bus. Now when he was there at the Chautra, what did he hear? That when the people of Kathmandu were going to the city, they used to travel by bus. So this point was in the mind of Buddhi Prasad. So I can take a bus too, he thought. So he waited at the crossroads. Crossroads, you can see the meaning is given. It's a place where two roads meet and cross each other. It's a place where two roads meet and cross, means it's a crossing place. So he waited there, and before long, you can see in the picture, a blue colored bus arrived. So he took permission from the conductor and said, "May I ride with you?" So the conductor refused, and he did not allow Bhakta Prasad to enter the bus. And why it was so? Because the company general's manager has banned it. He did not allow, forbidden means banned. He did not allow all the frogs, toads, worms, snakes and rats from riding this public transport, because this was meant for human beings. So, and why he did not allow? Because these were all animals and they can create some trouble to the passengers. So the general manager said the conductor that you will not allow animals and amphibians or any other uh, kind of snakes or rats to be to travel by this bus. And besides, said the conductor, making a face, we only, and then what did he say? That by the way, you want to ride, but we are going only till Ratna Park. This bus is moving till Ratna Park. What would a frog want to do? Go and to Ratna Park for? And he said, why the frog will go there? Ratna Park will be fine, Haju, but the frog wanted to go to the city and he was tired. So he said, it's okay for me if you drop me at the Ratna Park. And he was very polite. Who was polite? Bhakta Prasad was very polite with the conductor. Now the conductor has never been addressed so respectfully before. So now when he said politely, he was like he was wondered, because whenever he was giving tickets, the people traveling in the bus, they did not behave properly with the conductor. So he usually had rude passenger. The passengers in the bus were very rude, and they were always pushing him, and they you refused to pay proper fare to the ticket, and even they called his names. Called his names means they used to tease him with different names. They used to make fun of him. The man's attitude towards the young frog immediately softened. Now, the outlook. When he saw that this is an animal and he's so polite, so his his view about this frog changed. Immediately he changed his view, and then he said, "Hop on." He can't say walk, because how do frogs walk? They hop. Means kudte hai na frog. They jump. Okay, so he said, hop on and be quick. And he gave the ticket to Bhakta Prasad. Passing by large fields over the Bishumati river. This is a river in Kathmandu. And up a steep slope, the bus entered Kathmandu town. So this was the route of the bus. They passed by a large field, then over the Bishupati river and up the sharp slope. The city's entire center was a whirl of dazzling light. Now the center of the city, it was a whirl. Whirl means it's like a wheel. It's like a wheel turning around. And dazzling light means sharp, shining light, bright lights. And a cacophony. Cacophony means, you can see the meaning. It's a mixture of loud and unpleasant sound. When we go to city, we hear all different kind of people talking, buses moving, horns sometimes. So this is called cacophony, and of the kind that would have shocked any rural creature from Kathmandu's Kant or outskirts. So this was a strange thing for Bhakta Prasad, because when he was in the Ichangu village, he could not hear all these sounds. And Kathmandu's Kant or outskirts means outer parts of the city. Hundreds of people milled about. Milled about means moving around, going in each, every which direction. Every which direction, again, it means they were moving in all directions. In the city, they were moving. It's not like they have to go this way only. They were moving everywhere, wherever they wanted to go, they wanted to purchase, they were moving here and there. And the city was joined with cars, buses, push carts. Push carts are hand carts, rickshaws, bicycles, and motorcycles. It would have been an immediate and messy end for a frog to descend. So now it was all strange things he was seeing. So it was like a rapid and dirty end for a frog to descend. Descend, you can see, to come down to ground level in the middle of such confusion. And here what was happening? It was a big confusion for Bhakta Prasad. Not such a good idea. And when he came here, he said, no, it was not a good idea. I should not come to the city, because my village and my paddy fields were very pleasant. There was no such rush and there was no noise there. Kathmandu could not be experienced on foot. And what did he say? That while hopping, I cannot experience the adventures of Kathmandu on foot. So this story continues as Bhakta Prasad traveled to different parts of Nepal, and then he had great many adventures before returning home to Kathmandu. So